Hello guys, hi, can you hear me okay? If you could just put a little hello in the chat box, that would be awesome. Hi Emma. Thanks for joining. Okay, so we'll just give it a couple of minutes, wait for everyone to get on, and hopefully we'll start in a couple of minutes. Hopefully everyone's okay this evening. Sorry, I just have to explain. I've got a really bright light shining in my face. So if I'm like that the whole time, I apologise. Hi, Liana. How are you? No, no, I can't see you. It's okay. No one else can see you. Hopefully, all you can see me, but no one else can see you. Well, are you in your pajamas? I hope so. Pajamas are the way to go. I'm going to do my next webinar in a onesie for sure. Oh, you are? Yeah. Amazing. I would advocate them all the time. Pajamas every day. If I could literally get away with going to work in pajamas, I probably would. Hi, Kat. Hi, Dorothy. Thank you for joining. Oh, yeah, Hayley's in her pajamas too. Everyone's in their pajamas. I mean, I dressed up for the occasion, I suppose, because you can all see me. So I thought I'd better, put some lipstick on. See what's going on. Lovely. Okay. I'll just give it another couple of minutes. Hopefully we'll have a few more people come on. I'm really hoping you've all got a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or something when you're sat there comfortable. Also just to warn you, I've got the dog here with me as well. So if the dog starts barking, I am going to apologise in advance because he's a bit of a tearaway. So you might hear that. Sorry, I'm literally like trying to see. Hi, Agnes. Glad you could join us. Okay. Okay, so I think we'll get started and see how we go. If anyone joins us from this point onwards, then I'll just catch them up as we go. Okay, so thank you so much, guys, for joining me on this webinar about loving the skin you're in. So there's lots of stuff out there at the moment about self-love, and which is amazing because we just need to move into a more positive way of thinking, I think, now. So oh, sorry, I'm just sorry. There's loads of stuff out there at the moment, but I think not a lot of it integrates or looks at how you can integrate a self-love attitude into fitness, because there's this real attitude in fitness of if you're not doing it the way that social media tells you to do, you're doing it wrong. So tonight I'm going to try and explain about how you can fit that in and gel it together and try and integrate it into your healthy lifestyle. So first off, so I'm just going to share my screen with you because then I can show you. So I just want to show you a little bit about what we're going to be covering this evening. So this is the Love the Skin You're In webinar, how to lead a healthy lifestyle with a self-love attitude with me, Charlie Baker. And the things that we are going to be covering tonight are my story so far in the fitness industry and also with self-love as well. What is self-love? What self-love isn't, we're definitely going to be covering that as well, because there's a really big misconception about that. How does self-love fit into a healthy lifestyle? How to cut yourself some slack and get rid of guilt and practice self-love, because we are all guilty of that, I think. Get rid of the guilt, don't feel the guilt. And then how to refocus your energy to a place of self-love. And then a little bit about Bundlebod website, which is really starting to focus on not only the fitness aspect, but also that self-love aspect. So I'm going to be running a 12-week self-love course through the website. So I'll tell you a little bit about that at the end if you like. And then we'll be doing a Q&A afterwards where you can ask me some questions, and hopefully I'll be able to answer them. So on to the first one. So what is self-love? Self-love refers to our ability to hold oneself in esteem and have confidence in our worth, no matter what happens around us. So that's a quote by Tina Everett, who is a she is a relationship coach and self-love coach, and I think that sums up really well what self-love is. A lot of people don't understand what self-love is, and I think there is a really big misconception. For me, self-love is so personal. It really is, you know, what can we say? It's within you. So I think every single person experiences it differently. So for me to be able to tell you what it is in terms of, it's going to have to be general, because when you experience it very differently from someone else. So let me tell you a little bit about my story and how I've gotten to this point right here. So my name is Charlie Baker. I think most of you know me, and I have been in the fitness industry now for 7 years. And it was absolutely always what I was meant to do, be in the fitness industry in one way or another. And when I first started on my fitness journey, I went in hard, I can tell you. One day I was in the mirror and I looked at this bit hanging over my bra, and I went, oh my God, that's disgusting. And so I went on a mission to do something about it. I decided to go. I followed a very, very strict training schedule that was all based around weight training and a strict eating regime. I didn't eat pizza or sugar for 3 months solid, which was horrible. I can tell you, like, literally my treat was like a teaspoon of honey on my my protein pancakes, which is not any way to live, I can tell you that for sure. To say the least, I went in hard on it, and I did completely change my body. But I can tell you this right now, that those 3 months were not happy months for me. They were hard, and I was working a full-time job in London, commuting home, eating my dinner, and then going to the gym for 2 hours every evening. You know, at the time I was like, oh yeah, it's amazing, it's such a good healthy lifestyle, and inside I was like, I just want to go and drink a glass of wine. It was hard. It was a really hard time, and there was a lot of restriction involved. However, it did make me fall in love with fitness. So I fell in love with fitness, and I decided to pursue it as a career. I saw the changes that I could make in myself, and I was like, well, if I can do it, then everyone's capable of this. That was my first mistake, and I will tell you about that in a second. So I decided to train I was at university at the time, so I was doing a sports science degree. So I decided to train as a personal trainer once I finished university, and I loved it, instantly loved it. And I went in and I absorbed a lot of knowledge, and I was watching these other people in the fitness industry, and following their example, did what every other personal trainer does, which is set people diet plans and set people training plans and weigh them every month and measure them, and if they didn't make progress, ask them what was going wrong in their life and why were they what was going wrong, how could I change it, how could I help it. And I did hold myself responsible, while I was going through this experience as a personal trainer, I was constantly thinking in the back of my head, there's another way. I'm pretty sure that there's another way. And I wasn't listening to my heart. So it was the seed was starting to blossom there. There was something that I was realizing that wasn't quite right with my approach. So I then took out a bit of time to be a mum. So I had my son Max, who's now just turned 3, and that was a lovely time. But it really helped me. Well, it didn't help me. I was kind of forced into a very different lifestyle, because when you have a child, as I'm sure a lot of you know, if you've got kids out there, that things change. So it's harder to go to the gym, at the drop of a hat, and it is harder to prep your food, and it's harder to be disciplined when you want to, focus on a goal. It can be done, but it is harder. So I was kind of forced into this reluctant, like, oh, well, I can't weigh out all my food anymore. I can't do that. So my body had changed as well. So I kind of reluctantly went back to the gym and thought, well, I'll just kind of eat what I want for now, but, go back and train hard and see how it goes. And it went fine, and I, got back to a size 8 and, fit into most of my clothes. But fundamentally, my body had changed. I do have stretch marks and saggy skin around my tummy now, which I never had before. And so I started to really beat myself up about this. I mean, like, I can't tell you, I would Google, women with stretch marks and stretch marks tummies, and diastasis recti, and how do I get rid of the tummy flab? And I'm a personal trainer, most people go, well, surely you know how to get rid of those things. But I didn't, because my body had changed. And so, I beat myself up a lot. I thought, why me? Some women have 3 children and still have these like amazing washboard abs. And so it really forced me into a different perspective. And I think for a long time, I was really bitter about that. Because I thought, I'm so fit and healthy and strong, and I go to the gym and I eat well, and I've ended up looking like this, which was sad looking back at it. But I think a lot of women do that. So when I decided to go back into the fitness industry after I had my son, I kind of went in with that seed that was there before was just a little bit stronger. Like, I think there's another way to be in the fitness industry and not follow the norm. And so when I went back into personal training, which was just about a year ago now, full-time personal training, I started to think that this was the new approach, and I've been sitting with it for a little while, and then recently someone came into my life, and she's actually I'm going to name you Kat, who just encapsulated for me exactly what every woman, I think, should want from a healthy lifestyle, and that was to just have an amazing relationship with her body, feel strong, feel fit and healthy, but just appreciate what she's got. It was never about weight loss. It was never about changing who she was. It was about appreciating who she was fully. And so Kat kind of sent me on this new path. So thanks, Kat. I'm going to say thank you to you publicly. So I started to think, do you know what? Yeah, I have, given in myself to this self-love. Because for 7 years now, I have tried to conform to what I think is a stereotype of a personal trainer. And it's not what I look like. The women who you see on social media have these bodies that are completely unattainable for your average woman, and they've got there through either good genetics, or restriction. And so extreme exercise regimes or restriction, or they look that way. So they're incredibly, I want to say lucky, because it's not really near here or there now. So I spent a long time thinking, I don't have any place here in the fitness industry, especially in the broader scope. I mean, locally, I knew I was good at what I did, but actually, in terms of getting my message and getting my voice out there globally, I was holding back because I thought, I don't look right. I don't look like the kind of person who should be giving this message. And then I realised that actually I am, because I'm me and my message is unique. So I liberated myself from the shackles of what I thought I should be as a personal trainer. And now I am just me. And I think that having gone through that process has enabled me to be able to see truly that when we can let go and give into our self-love and understand our own self-worth, we can really fully appreciate our own health and our own fitness and live in that, rather than trying to conform to something that you think you should be. So that's my journey, and that's where I'm at. So I am really quite early on in my journey of self-love and self-worth and understanding, but I feel like I've kind of really, it's kind of almost hit me like a train, and now I'm just like, oh my goodness, I want everyone to know this. Every woman needs to feel like this. So that's why I'm trying to let you all know tonight. So we've covered a little bit about what self-love is. Like I said, it's really different for every single person, and it will affect you in every aspect of your life, not just in your health lifestyle. It will affect your relationships, it will affect your career, it will affect your capacity for change in lots of different areas. And once you start to give into it and understand what it means to you, I think it will have an amazing positive knock-on effect in every aspect of your life, which I think is really exciting, because it can only make things more positive. What I'm also going to talk to you about is what self, oh no, hang on, sorry, go through again. I'm hoping you guys can see this, hang on. Did I share my screen? Oops. Sorry, just a second. I'm really bad with technology, so you're gonna have to bear with me. So, share. And this one. So we covered what self-love is. What self-love isn't. So I just wanted to cover this as well. What self-love isn't is ego. So I think a lot of people, when you say, I'm exploring self-love or on a self-love discovery, a lot of people are like, well, you're just getting a bit big for your boots, and maybe you think you're better than everyone else. It's not about thinking you're better than everyone else. It's just understanding that your self-worth and how much you need to invest in yourself. So it's about connection and understanding self-acceptance, not about comparison or competition with anyone else. So I think understanding that is really important, that you can have an understanding of self-love, but not need to constantly compare yourself with other people. And even that, that even goes for people who are focusing on self-love as well. It is all about you. It's not about anyone else. And we're going to cover a little bit more about that as well when we come to looking at setting boundaries, because actually, if you can understand that it's all about you, and it really has nothing to do with anyone else or what they say or what they think, then the more you can embrace that self-love. That is what self-love isn't. So as long as you can keep that in mind, then that's really important. So let me share my screen with you again. Looking a little bit at how self-love fits into a healthy lifestyle. So I read something recently that said health has no place in body positivity, which I kind of agree with and kind of disagree with. I agree with it in the aspect that it doesn't matter whether you are tall, short, skinny, fat, whether you have one arm, 4 toes, like it doesn't matter what your body is like. as long as you are positive about it. And in terms of health, a lot of people say, oh, it doesn't matter that you're overweight because actually you're really healthy. And actually what that person was saying is, no, it's got nothing to do with that, because it's all about your choice. So if you are choosing to be healthy and fat, then that's fine, because you are positive about your situation. However, if you are fat and unhealthy, you shouldn't then think you have to conform to being healthy. It's entirely your choice. I will always advocate a healthy lifestyle because it's what I do. I believe in it personally. I think it's important. However, if you choose to be overweight and unhealthy, that's your choice. If you are positive about your body, if you love and embrace who you are, but you're unhealthy, again, that's your choice. So I think it's very much going back to that individuality. It's what you hold stock in, what you think is important, not what anyone else thinks is important. So how does this fit into a healthy lifestyle? So I think the first thing that I said is, like I said, it's understanding about how you want to feel, not what you want others to think about you. So this is about your feelings, your emotions, and what you feel about your body. So it's about creating that positive attitude with yourself. And if you can get to that point of understanding that, yes, I love what I am and everything that I am, not just the good bits, it's the bad bits as well, then you're going to have a much more positive outlook towards yourself and your being, and not just your body, but also your being. It's about forgetting the preconceived idea of what is health and fitness. There's a huge pressure from social media. I mean, all you have to do is flick through Instagram nowadays, and this is how you should do fitness. It's everywhere. If you follow those kind of accounts. So I was. This was, referring back to my personal story. I was finding it really hard because all of the personal trainers that I was looking at were like, this is how I exercise, this is how I eat, this is how I look, this is how I be, this is how I talk. So they all fit into this kind of model of what they think that the fitness industry should be. And actually it's not right, because we need to change that, because there are lots of different people who are teaching fitness or teaching healthy lifestyles. And so having people who are a bit more diverse as role models, I think, is really important. So, and I'll cover that in a later slide, that what you surround yourself with is really, really key. If you surround yourself with negative or preconceived ideas of body image, then you will naturally gravitate towards that in your head, and you will think, this is what I need to be, this is what I need to look like. If you surround yourself with really positive body images and diverse body images as well, then you will start to understand that that love and acceptance in everything and everyone is around, it's there. You just need to see it, because then if you can start to understand that there's other people out there who are absolutely in love with the way they look, and they're a completely different shape to what we think they should be, even if they're doing fitness, then we can do it too. We can love ourselves as well. So I think if you can start to move away from the social media thing, then not move away, but just try and diversify your what you're viewing. Then you will start to notice. You're distracting me. Thanks, Kat. So you can start to reframe the way that you view yourself. So then also, the last thing that I think is important when you're fitting self-love into a healthy lifestyle is the feeling of self-worth. Lots and lots of women fall at lots of hurdles. And I told you about when I first started in the fitness industry, when I first became a personal trainer, I took it personally that women weren't losing body fat. I was like, why? I'm giving them all the tools that they need, and they're not achieving it, they're not doing it. And I was like, I'm doing something wrong. There must be something else I can do, something else I can give them. And there was, but I didn't realize it at the time. And it's got nothing to do with losing the body fat. What I needed to give them was the understanding that they were worthy, that they were worth looking after themselves. If they wanted to truly lead a really healthy lifestyle, then they needed to change what was in here, not what was out here. And by changing their attitude, then actually they could understand that they were worth eating well, and they were worth going and exercising, no matter what that exercise was. It doesn't have to be the gym or running or whatever it is. You can just moving. If you understand that you're truly worth that, then it becomes a completely different thing, and you enjoy it. You want to be doing those things because you understand that you're worthy. So I think getting self-worth when you're trying to integrate, because self-worth and self-love feed into each other really nicely. So if you can understand your self-worth, then that's really important, because as soon as you get that, then you are going to start to really appreciate why you are leading a healthy lifestyle. And it's 9 times out of 10, when someone comes to me and says, I want to lose weight, they don't want to lose weight. It's got nothing to do with wanting to lose weight. It's got to do with feeling happier. And actually, if we can understand that feeling happier in yourself is all about your attitude and how much love you can give yourself and how much you can feel self-worth, losing the body fat becomes inconsequential. It really doesn't matter. And you start to feel that you're good enough, whether you are a stone heavier than you think you should be or a stone lighter than you think you should be. It doesn't matter anymore. It goes out the window. And actually, being healthy and living a healthy lifestyle just becomes something that you do because you're worth it, not because you want to lose weight or lose body fat or change your body. So that's really important. So leading on from that, the next thing I suppose we should cover is, or I'm going to cover, is how to practice self-love. So loads of people, I think women especially, beat themselves up constantly about one thing or another. They'll go, oh, I'm not sure about my tummy, or my boobs are a bit saggy, or, I've had some kids and, I can't get rid of the mum tum. And it's really sad, because actually, it's if you start to practice this self-love on a daily basis, those things again will just go out the window. They won't be important anymore. You'll start to understand and appreciate that you are enough. The one thing that I will say here actually is that a lot of people, I do a lot of reading around self-help and self-development, and my friend Emma, who I think is also here as well, said that a lot of the time, these self-help books say, well, if you're not happy, it's all on you. And I agree with her. I utterly agree that a lot of these things, and actually a lot of self-love things will sort of say, well, it's up to you. It's up to you how happy you are. So at this point, I do want to say that it's okay to not be okay. And that's part of understanding you and understanding that your own, love for yourself as well. Because if you can say, do you know what? I am having a shit day today. And that's okay. I don't constantly need to be in love with myself and loving my body and, and I think I'm wonderful. Have shit days, because that's okay. Because actually the shit days go along with the great days. What you need to understand is that if you are having a shit day, those little things, that the way you talk to yourself or the way you dress or the way you behave can change it, can turn it around. So it's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to not be okay. But understanding, the more you can understand about self-love and self-worth and body confidence and happiness, the less likely you are, I think, to have the rubbish days. They might just be mediocre days instead of like amazing days. But I'm hoping that you will have amazing days as well. So how to practice self-love. So this is something that I've been exploring a lot recently. And one of the biggest things I think for me was how I talk to myself. So I am just going to share my screen again. One sec. Let's just get this on. Okay. So how to practice self-love. So as you can see here, oh, let me just make that big. Oh, no, that's, no, sorry. One sec. Terrible with the technology again. Okay, here we go. How to practice self-love. So the first one that I would suggest that you look at is standing in your truth. So, and you're probably wondering what that means. It means that whatever you stand for, whatever you believe in, you should stand in that every single day. So have a think about what your core beliefs are. Are your core beliefs based around family or connection or bravery or identity? You know, what is it that you stand for? Explore that, have a think about it. What are your core beliefs? Because those core beliefs will create your truth. So standing in your truth is really important, because being you, being truly you, it's you. It's important. You have to be you, because if you're not you, you're pretending to be someone else. So think about what your core beliefs. My core beliefs are what the things I just said to you. So connection is really important. I believe that connecting with other human beings is one of the most important things that we can do. Everyone wants to belong to something. So if you can find connection with other human beings, then that's amazing. And I think one of the ways that we can connect truly to other human beings is connecting properly with ourselves. So if you can have a really great self-connection, then you can start to connect on a much higher level with other people. So that's one of my core beliefs. My second core belief is bravery. So I believe that, you know, feel the fear and do it anyway, as they say. So if you are scared, that's okay. But having the brave attitude to kind of go out there and live your truth and do what you do anyway is good enough. It's that you're absolutely enough for doing that. So what I want you to do is have a think about what your core beliefs are, because if you can stand in your truth, then you are only going to be able to love yourself and understand your self-worth a little bit more. So the second one that I've got here is choosing yourself over others. I think everyone is guilty of this. We, especially mums, we're really bad at this. We will always put other people over ourselves and put others' needs in front of our own needs. So start choosing yourself, even if it's just once in a while to start with. If you can do that, then you're going to start to understand. Again, it goes back to self-worth. Say, no, this time's for me, and I have to have this time to be able to you know, understand what I need, or just have space, or, you know, deepen that connection with your being. So that's really important. Number 3 is feeding, nurturing, and allowing your body to move. So feeding it well, you know, understanding what the right foods are for you to eat, and not what the foods that you should eat, because this goes back to that, you know, preconceived conception of what we should be doing to be healthy and fit. It's it's really independent. It's what you feel is right for your body, and you will know when you're feeding your body well, because it will respond in a really great way. You'll be able to move quicker and be stronger and have more energy. So it will respond in a really positive way. And let's face it, if you can feed yourself well, because if we do need to face the zombie apocalypse, which, you know, in my opinion is happening any day now, then we will need to be stronger and faster and be able to, you know, outrun the zombies. So anyway, sorry, crazy zombie talk. So the number 4 is wearing the clothes you want to. Now, I think if Hayley's still here, I don't know if she's still here, but if Hayley's here, she will vouch for this, that I have gone on this like crazy mission to start wearing clothes that I wouldn't normally wear. So, sorry, I'm just having a sip of water. So basically, I decided a few weeks ago, well, actually a few months ago now. Oh yeah, Hayley's just put some smiley faces and yeah, a high five. I think that is. Anyway, I've gone on a crazy mission because I've realised that so I work in the morning, so I personal train in the morning. Then I come home, I work from home during the day, and then I go back to work in the evening to do some more personal training. And so the tendency was that I would sit around in my fitness leggings most of the day. And I was noticing that it was having a really negative effect on my productivity. So one of the things that I decided to start doing was dressing nicer when I was at home. So Hayley will quite often come around to my house now and I'll be like trying on dresses. So I think it's really important it's an expression of you, it's an expression of who you are. She just said, I thought I was interrupting her going off to a wedding. Yeah, I was wearing a crazy dress at the time because I was like experimenting with my wardrobe. But I think wearing the clothes that you feel amazing in is only going to help your self-worth and your self-love. I started wearing clothes I feel are a truer reflection of me. Yes, of course, the fitness leggings are a reflection of who I am, because it's what I do, it's what I love. But there's so much more to me. So today, I'm you guys can't see it, but I will actually show you. So I'm going to stand up. I'm wearing a sparkly skirt today. So because today I'm feeling sparkly, so why not? So I think that's really important. Wearing the clothes that are an extension of you, are that expression of you, is so important. So sorry guys, oh no, we're going back round again. Let me just get back to my slide. Here we go. So yeah, wearing clothes that are you, so important. Making time for play, fun and enjoyment is the next one. So I think when we become adults, we forget what it is to play. To mess around and laugh until your tummy hurts, because those things don't occur regularly in our everyday life. As children, they occur frequently because that's what children do. They don't have responsibilities, they don't have to pay bills, they don't have to get their own kids off to school. All they have to do is play. And Dorothy said that she is 58 and loves pretty fit clothes. Yeah, it's so important, Dorothy. Just I can't explain the difference it makes to your outlook is immeasurable. Anyway, so making time for play, fun and enjoyment, I think, is absolutely key. The more you can laugh, the more you can find your inner child and really enjoy life, the more you're going to really understand your self-love and self-worth, and the more confident you will be. I think we often take ourselves way too seriously, so having that fun and enjoyment, whatever that means for you, it's like I said, it's different for every person. So whatever that means for you, just try and find time to do it. Things like I love to surf and be on water. So me and my friend go paddle boarding, and I should have put it in here. There's an amazing photo of me sat in the middle of the sea on a paddle board with a can of beer, and that for me is my happy place. Just literally we laugh and it's so much fun. So find the time to find your fun enjoyment thing and go with it. Do it once a week, once a day, however frequently you can. It's really important. So number 6 is understanding true self-acceptance. So like I said before, we all have good bits, we all have bad bits, and all of the bits in between as well. Some of it is grey area, what should we say, grey area, and you kind of think, meh, it's neither here nor there. Truly understanding and accepting you for who you are and all your faults. And I was saying this to someone the other day, actually, that I think when you meet someone and you're like, oh my God, I love this person, they have to be my new best friend. And so you start spending time with them and you hang out with them. And then after like, you know, a few weeks, you're like, oh, that thing really annoys me about them. That's because 9 times out of 10, that person is a direct reflection of you. The reason you got on with them so well in the first place is because they're like you, and that thing they're doing is highlighting probably the thing that you hate about yourself or something that you do. And so accepting that and going with it and kind of going, yeah, do you know what, I eat with my mouth open or I you know, pick my nose when I'm in the car, or whatever it is. Really appreciating everything that you have to offer, the good and the bad, will help you along your way. So number 7 is follow your intuition. This has been something that obviously I have gone with recently. So doing a lot of the self-helpery, they say, you know, follow your gut instinct and understand, you know, what's right for you. This, I think, is so important, because actually when you follow your intuition, you're following, and this sounds a little bit weird, you're following what the universe is telling you to do. You know, quite often we will kind of trip over the thing that we're meant to be doing and brush ourselves off and carry on, and the universe has just gone, don't, because you, like, it's giving it to you right there, and we often just go, oh no, I'm just going to ignore that. So following your intuition will just feed back again into number 1, which was standing in your truth. Number 8 is setting boundaries. So this is a really important part of your self-love, self-acceptance journey. Lots of people will comment on you and your body and your attitude. It's human nature. They always will. If you want people to respect your boundaries, you have to set them first. So if you can figure out what your boundaries are, and then go on and say, you know, if there are people in your life who you maybe want to help understand your self-love journey, you need to tell them. You need to say, I don't want you to talk about my body. It's not acceptable for you to make comments like that, and actually, you know, that's not okay. And again, this has got nothing to do with them. Absolutely nothing to do with them. It's all about you. Make them know that, make them realize that actually this has got nothing to do with them. It's not about them, it's about you, and where you would like to set your boundaries in terms of how they talk to you and how they talk about your body. 9 times out of 10, it's about people speaking about your body. So if you can set those boundaries beforehand, then actually you're just going to be on to an absolute winner with that. So number 9 is owning your inner and outer beauty. We all have beauty within, because actually it's what makes us us. So your outer shell is what people see you as, but that doesn't matter, because actually if you truly own your inner beauty and you have inner confidence, then your outer shell will be beautiful regardless. So try and delve into what's important for you, how do you love yourself, what do you love about yourself, I think, and try and say that daily. Try and say one thing that you love about your body or about your being every single day, and that inner beauty will definitely shine through. And then number 10 is spending quality connected time with ourselves. So the more time you can kind of like understand, you know, what it is you love to do in terms of your downtime. Hayley says, I don't leave my pants on the bedroom floor. Okay. I think maybe you do. That's okay though. You can love that aspect of yourself, and I think maybe Alan should love it too. So the last one was spending quality time with yourself. You know, whatever that means to you, if that does mean spending time in the bath or going somewhere alone and reading a book or meditation or whatever it is, go and do it. Go and spend some time with yourself and understand. And I think for extroverts, that's particularly difficult, because actually spending time on your own is really hard for extroverts. So I do feel for you if you are an extrovert. But actually, the more time, you know, start off with little amounts of time if you can, of just spending time on your own, and you know, have a chat with yourself. Don't do that in public, but you know, just understanding, I think, what's good for you. So nearly there, guys. Last little bit that I wanted to talk about was, I'll just go back onto my last slide. How to refocus your energy to a place of self-love. So I'm quickly going to go over these, but I can send you these if you wanted to have a closer look. Like I said before, ditch the social media accounts that make you feel bad. Just start deleting them, guys. You don't need that kind of negative, constant negative approach in your life. It's always there, unless you have ditched social media permanently, which, I know some people have, but if you are daily looking at those things, then try and surround yourself with something a bit more positive. A gratitude log is really nice thing to do. So every night before you go to sleep, just write down 3 things that you're grateful for that day. And they can be really big things, they can be small things. My coffee features quite heavily in my gratitude log. My partner, my dog, my son, the fact the sun is shining. There's lots of different things you can be grateful for, and I think if you can be grateful for what's here and now, then it will make you really appreciate what you've got. Positive affirmations. So this feeds into the way we speak to ourselves. So if you can daily start saying really good things around either how you feel about yourself or the things that you want to achieve that day, then they're really powerful, actually. And I think actually things like, thinking back to the healthy lifestyle, saying to yourself, today I am worth looking after, is such a powerful thing. So if you can say that every single day, and you say it out loud if you can, maybe when you're in the car or in the bathroom, saying those things out loud to yourself has a really positive effect. Speaking kindly to yourself, and that feeds into the affirmations. So when you find yourself, and the thing that I say to myself a lot is, oh, you're so stupid, you're so stupid. And I have to stop myself and say, you're not stupid, you're just making a mistake, just learn from it and move on. The way we speak to ourselves is really important, because actually the person who speaks the most frequently to you is you. So you're going to start listening to it regardless. So make it positive. And then lastly, moving in a way that you find enjoyable. So many people, when they embark on a health and fitness journey, kind of go, oh, I have to do this, I have to run. If you love running, that's great. Do it. I hate running, and quite frankly, if I have to run, it's usually because I'm being chased by a zombie. That's the only reason I'm going to be running. I hate running. So finding the thing that you love, and if that is, I don't know, dancing, rock climbing, skiing, surfing, whatever it is that you love doing, do that and run with it, because that's going to be the most powerful thing for your body and your mind. Fabulous. So that is everything that I've got to talk to you about self-love and fitness, and how it fits into a healthy lifestyle. If it's okay with you guys, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about my website. So my website is called bundlebod.com. I will put a link here for you. So it started its life as a fitness website, because I back then, it was back in the summer, so I was still toying with the idea of the self-love perspective in fitness, but I started the website with a purely sort of fitness perspective to start with, and now it's starting to move into a more holistic way of thinking. So I have started to add in how to self-love, and how to be worthy of treating yourself well and looking after yourself. So in the next 12 weeks, I'm going to be running a self-love course in the website, and it's going to be really interesting, because I'm going to be doing it myself as well. So all of the things that you guys will be doing, if you decide to join us, I will also be doing. And so I'm going to be running sessions around that in the Facebook group. So there's a private Facebook group, which is a really great supportive group of women, and running sessions around each of the weeks. So it's a different theme every week. We look at different things, and I'm really excited about it. It's going to be a really great 12 weeks. At the moment, the membership is open, but it will be closing at the end of January. So it is currently £20 a month. And if you join now, then you won't pay anything more than £20 a month ever. So once we close our doors at the end of January, if you continue your membership, then you will only ever pay £20 a month. When we reopen, it will be more expensive. As an additional bonus, so if you are interested in joining the membership site today, in the next 24 hours, if you join, you will get a 20-minute one-on-one session with me. So we can have a look at exploring what self-love means to you and how to help you progress into your self-love journey. So that would be an additional bonus. But you do need to sign up in the next 24 hours. So that is a limited time on that. So any questions you have about the website, obviously you can send me a message. You can either contact me on Facebook or send me an email. All my contact details on the site. I have put a link here in the chat, so hopefully you can all see that. So that concludes my webinar. Now all I have to do is ask whether you have any questions. Is there anything that you would like me to answer about today's session? Is there anyone? Come on, Hayley, you must be wanting to ask about the pants on the floor. Oh, hang on. It was brilliant. Oh, thank you, Leanna. G&T, yes. So, yes, just so you all know, Hayley is my neighbour and she lives right next door. And yes, I will be having a G&T with her. So I know it's Monday night, but I don't care because it's how I love myself. So yeah. Who said? Leanna, I can't see the link for the membership on the chat screen though. Okay, so Leanna, what I will do is I will send you that. I'll send it to you on a Facebook message. Is that okay? I'll just send you the link and then you can take a little look and see whether it's for you or not. And then you can just ask me any questions through Facebook Messenger if you like. Is that okay? That's all right. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. And thank you guys for coming along. I just, I'm so grateful for you like turning up and listening to me rambling for an hour. I really hope that it's been informative. Like I said, I'm so excited to get everyone, involved and working in this journey because I just think it's going to create amazing, positive, happy women all over the world, fingers crossed. So yeah, so if there's anything that like I said, anything you want to ask me, then you can give me a shout. Oh, thank you, Agnes. You can give me a shout on Facebook. If you want to join, there is a free members group as well, sort of a free tribe group. So that's called Move Into Self-Love Tribe. So if you search for that on Facebook, then that will come up, and that you can join that, and there will be like daily self-love tips in there, any offers and promotions and things like that. So yeah, just let me know if you'd like the link for that and I can send it to you. So if there's no other questions, I think I will leave it there, but thank you so much for coming, guys. Really appreciate your attendance, and happy self-love. See you soon.